A small radio station in the capital Bissau, funded by Saudi charity. Callers get to ask any question they want on religious issues or education, catering to Guinea Bissau's small but growing Muslim population. No subject is off limits, but one topic brings discomfort to the radio presenters: the current Gulf crisis. Ibrahim says we need to defend Saudi's position, whilst SALL calls for dialogue.
We don't talk about it on the radio. It's a touchy subject, but people talk about it on the streets, wondering what's going on. What we want is dialogue. It hurts us when we see Muslim brothers arguing with each other.
Senegal, Niger, Chad and the Comoros Islands have recalled their ambassadors to Qatar. Djibouti downscaled its diplomatic relationship. Eritrea and Mauritania severed ties altogether, sparking protests on the streets of Mauritania's capital Nouakchott in support of Qatar. Police fired tear gas to clamp down on demonstrators.
Different countries have different relationships with Saudi Arabia. So what you do see across many West African countries that are Muslim, you have Saudi Arabian charity going in.
Saudi Arabia hands out billions of dollars of humanitarian aid, offering loans for infrastructure projects too, like the renovation of this train station in Senegal. As custodian of the Muslim holy sites, it decides how many Africans get to perform the Hajj. Every year, African heads of states lobby the Saudis to allow as many pilgrims from their country as possible. In exchange, Saudis call on their loyalty in times of need. African troops make up half of the Saudi-led coalition fighting Houthi rebels in Yemen. Saudi Arabia has sent diplomats and emissaries across the continent to convince African heads of states to cut ties with Qatar. Despite these pressures, most countries, including Guinea Bissau, have ignored Saudi demands. Nigeria, one of the country's largest Muslim-populated nation, refused to take sides, whilst countries in the Arab Maghreb called for dialogue.
International development is very important for them. Hence, I think a country like Mali has been asking for that there should be mediation and a solution to the crisis.
Presenters at this Saudi charity-funded radio station are left with more questions than answers, wondering whether their small country's position in a growing crisis taking place thousands of kilometers away could have an effect on the future of their radio station at home. Nicolas, Haque, Al Jazeera, Guinea Bissau.